القرآن رسول الله أصلي وراه ويدعي لي في كل أذان. رسول الله عظيم شانك بتوزن قلبي بميزانك، لعبد فقير ملوش غيرك وروح عطشانة لحنانك.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. By the name of God, most merciful, the most compassionate, my brothers and sisters in humanity, welcome to our weekly show of topics and Quran, where we touch every week on one of our day-to-day life topics, and we pick one topic and we talk about it and we reflect upon it from the Quran, and see how Quran address that topic. We talk so far about different topics like hardship. We talk about economy, mountains, iron, nutrition, different topics. The reason why we are reflecting from Quran, because it's the book of more than 25% of human beings. 1.6 almost billion people believe on that book at this point, and it has been revealed on Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, more than 1400 years. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, نزل من القرآن ما هو شفاء ورحمة, and Quran is a healing and mercy for human being and humankind. And this Quran is and هذا القرآن يهدي التي هي أقوم. Also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, هذا القرآن يهدي التي هي أقوم, meaning that it guides human to the right path. So just touch point about your host. My name is El-Askalany. I work as a technical delivery manager for one of the Fortune 500 companies. Alhamdulillah, I've been here for 14 years in the United States. My background is engineering, and I'm doing a lot of studies in IT management and quality management and project management. As well, I'm doing my PhD in management. So every week we touch in a certain topic from our life, and we reflect upon it from the Quran. This week we will touch base about the topic harm or aza. Aza. To harm someone or to do harmful thing, and the reason why I'm touching base on that, because we are seeing on our societies those days that a lot of people doing harm to each other. Sometimes they know about it, or they do it intentionally. Sometimes they do it unintentionally. So I picked the topic today about harm, aza. And we'll see how people react on it. Just a quick reminder to support Al-Amin TV, to keep in the channel, and also you can send your notes and comments and suggestions to my Facebook, topics and Quran at facebook.com, or you can send it to me, El-Askalany, at facebook.com also. So what is harm? If you see what is harm, it is anything physical or subjective. Something subjective or abstract. You do something wrong to someone. You insult someone. You disrespect someone. You do injuries to someone. You do some bad behavior against someone. Those kind of things. Some injury, damage, impacting one another. This is considered harmful. When it have certain ranges and degrees within the society. It can range from just insulting to the range of wrongdoing, like unlawful or corruption or irregular use of public money, or conduct poses a risk to the public health or environment. Any criminal offense, it can be categorized as harm. Gross negligence or misarrangement of public affairs, any of those can be categorized as harm, something wrong to someone. There is a lot of things, like one individual can harm her or himself by committing a suicide. This is considered a harmful act. One can harm another by doing something against each other. One can harm group or a nation. A group can harm a group. You know, when you see the gangs and those activities, it's a group against group. And also one nation can do some harmful action against another nation, like war. Um, and human race itself can do something harm to the like life and species with the global warming and those kind of activity. It can harm the species and the life on Earth. So it is physical and subjective or abstract. It depends on the context that we talk about. Um, there is old belief that no one should forcefully prevent it from acting in a way he choose or she choose, providing his action are not invasive on the free acts of others. This is one of the laws, and when you review the laws and why the religion and law came to the picture in any society, because they are the law tried to hold that kind of aggressive behavior and misfortune against each other. It tried to put a legal framework, so we worked on a legal, and also the religion put it on another higher framework, which is the moral values and the moral distance between one another, and how would we respect and how would we act and respond to each other, how would we behave in our life, you know. The principle that the sole end of which mankind are warranted individually and collectively. This is a say by John Stuart Mill. He's a great English thinker. He was talking about in his book about the liberty, on liberty, about how people individual talk to each other and act against each other. The interfering with liberty of action of any number of their number or in self-protection, the only purpose of which power can be rightfully exercised over any member of the civilized community against his or her will, is to prevent harm to others. So basically, the only right way to do harm or to prevent others from doing harm or to the society or to themselves. So it's justified, you know. And also there is, Mill was saying that he was saying the wrongdoing is the same like harm. They are synonymous to each other, and there's no such thing called harmless wrongdoings. You know, everything is wrongdoing is harmful. There is nothing called harmless. It's contradicting term. It doesn't fit the picture. If an action is harmful to other people, it's beyond morality, right? Even if itself regarding action result in harm oneself, it's beyond morality. This is the word about morality. A lot of reasons behind harming activities and harming in terms of people dealing with each other. Sometimes it's psychological, sometimes it's related to the upbringing and the way that people raised in the society. Psychologically, if you see it have been raised as a feature in the society with the bullying in the school between kids. Something happened in the uprising that makes that kind of behavior disorder, a lot of problems and depression. People can commit suicide and people can do self-injury or kill each other, you know, based on that. If you see, it was very hard to find, like, I didn't want, when I tried to research for a clip for harming, I didn't want to show you guys like a war or fighting or any like that. I didn't want that. I just want something to reflect how would we do something bad without noticing. I just took the good side of it. So at this point, let's see video number 1, Brother Mustafa. I just want to show you this one. This is more, it's old one. You can show.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for the daily races, going Friends are filling up their glasses. No expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. And to feel the way that every child should sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Enlarging your mad world.
Okay, I didn't want to show you like killings and suicide. I just picked one topic, which is like doing harm to the environment, just how to save. And though this video a clip from 2009, so the numbers might be increasing. So don't count that much on the numbers. It might be different at this point. But the point that I'm trying to say is you can do harm to our life and our species. If you see, a lot of species have been gone because of human activity on Earth without knowing that we have an impact. So I just want to highlight the point of harmful to you guys, and if you see like organizations and big companies, always they when they started the risk management groups and departments, it's all about the threat, the risk. How would we handle the harm action or the threat of action? It's big science behind it. It's called risk management. It's all based on that point, which is what will happen in case of harm. How would we react to the harm? They have risk management group, but it can be reputational risk, it can be legal risk, it can be technical risk. What will happen if the computer shut down, for example? What happened? Those kind of things. It's all that knowledge area or that science is based on the risk management, which is something harmful can happen, and how would we react to that? And the big organization, it's like part of their day-to-day activity is to study that, and how would we assess that situation, and how would we react to it. And also, if you see in the YouTube, there is a movie called In Harm's Way, and it's very interesting when you compare there's two movies, one in 1965 and one in 2011. If you compare the trailer between, you can search it in the internet, the trailer between the two movies, In Harm's Way. One was talking about the battlefield and how would we react to it and how the people fight and the war, and now we are talking about drugs and crisis and criminals. So it's very interesting. I can refer you to that point and go back and see it on the YouTube. So basically, there is a lot of quotes about harm. There is Plato was saying, any man can easily do harm, but not every man can do good to another. It's not that easy. The dilemma was saying, if you can help others, if you cannot do that, at least don't harm them. That was the dilemma at 16. I think he was saying about that one. a lot of saying about harm. That life fracture us all into little pieces. It harms us, but it's how we glue those fractures together back together to make us stronger. That was Carrie Jones. She was talking about the harm. Also, one Albert Einstein was saying, the world is not dangerous because of those who do harm, but because of those who look at it without doing anything. This is one of the saying for Albert Einstein. Um, Voltaire was saying, let's read and let us dance, and those amusement will never do harm to the world. Voltaire also was saying, the longer we dwell to our misfortune, the greater is their power to harm us back. If you keep saying, if you keep looking to the negative side, if you keep looking to the misfortune, if that happened to me, I would do such and such, it will come to you. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel to which in which it is stored than anything it will be poured. That was a Seneca quote. There is an Irish proverb saying, may God grant you always a sunbeam to warm you, a moonbeam to charm you, a shelter angel so nothing can harm you, laughter to cheer you, faithful friends near you, and whenever you pray, heaven to hear you. That was an Irish quote. Um, there are there are more things to alarm us than to harm us, and we suffer more often in in an offensive than reality. This is a second quote. One of the last quote that I want to touch is, if men swear that they want to harm you when you are asleep, you can go to sleep. If men swear to harm you when you are asleep, you can go to sleep. If women say so, stay away, stay awake. This is just another proverb. Um, but again, in Quran, I want to touch on Quran because Quran, when it deals with Aza, the word Aza or harm, it you can find it like 22 times in the Quran, and I've researched it, and Subhanallah, it it's across the different ayahs in Surah Al-Baqarah chapter number 2. It's on the Surah Al-Ahzab combined forces. A lot of ayah touching about the word Aza, and how Quran is related to that is very interesting. In Surah ولا تطع الكافرين والمنافقين. This is Surah Al-Ahzab. ولا تطع الكافرين والمنافقين ودع أذاهم وتوكل على الله وكفى بالله وكيلا. This is ayah number 48. So the chapter is 33, chapter Surah Al-Ahzab, and the ayah is 48. It's talking about how would we react to Aza, the word Aza. Let me repeat it again to you guys. So don't obey the disbeliever and the hypocrites, but do not harm them, and rely upon Allah, and sufficient is Allah as disposer of affairs. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the wakil, or the one who see everything, and you it's like you give your trust to Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's the wakil, and he's the one who's seeing all the actions and the words and the verbs and all activities. Just let it to Allah, and subhanallah, he will respond back. And also in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying يسألونك عن let me see, let me give you the exact there is it also in Surah Al-Baqarah chapter number 2 ayah 222. يسألونك عن المحيط ويسألونك عن المحيط قل هو أذى فاعتزلوا النساء في المحيض ولا تقربوهن حتى يطهرن فإذا طهرن فأتوهن من حيث أمركم الله إن الله يحب التوابين ويحب المتطهرين. And they ask you about the menstruation say it's harm. So keep away from your from wife during menstruations, and do not approach them until they are pure. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala referred to adha or harm in the masturbation, because sometimes the harm is under your control, and sometimes the harm is not under your control. It's coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He is the one who created us. He is the creator. So in this ayah, it talk about the masturbation as a harm. And this is one of the good, it's the added value of Arabic language. One word can have different contexts, like aza. It can be aza like in mahid. It can be aza like word, someone insulting someone. It can be aza like activity. So one word can be translated to multiple words. That's how valuable and rich the Arabic language is, and you can reflect on it in different ways and different ayahs from Quran. Also in Surah Al-Imran, ayah number. Before we go to Surah Al-Imran, also in Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter number 2, the cow, ayah number 262, الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله ثم لا يتبعون ما أنفقوا منا ولا أذى لهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. And those who spend their wealth in the way of Allah, and then don't follow up what they have spent with reminders of it or other injuries. So here other means injuries, will have their reward with the Lord, and there will be no fearing concerning them, nor they will grieve. So this is another context. Aza means injury. Also in ayah number Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 263, it says, Subhanallah, ayah number 263, قول معروف ومغفرة خير من صدقة يتبعها أذى والله غني حليم. Kind speech and forgiveness are better than charity, followed by injury, and Allah is free of need and forbearing. Again, this is a lot of ayah about Surah Al-Baqarah. I will touch about Surah Al-Ahzab. I will let Brother Mustafa show the Surah Al-Ahzab, and we will come back. Sheikh Sharawi will touch base on it, and we will come back on it.
وبيقول لها ايه؟ خالفت عهدي بعدما جاورت سكان المقابر ونكحت غادرة أخي صدق الذي سماك غادر. لا يهنك الإلف الجديد ولا عدت عنك الدوائر ولحقت بي منذ الصباح وصرت حيث ذهبت. قال لك لا، في أذية مشروعة نأذيهم لما يجترئوا على حدود الله. اللي بتزني نرجمه، واللي بتشرب نعمل فيها مش عارف، واللي بيخدف نحده، واللي كل ده، واللي بتسرق نقطع ايده، ده ايذاء. يبقى ده اسمه ايذاء ايه؟ حد قصاص. ليه؟ أم قال لك علشان اما ان يكون جابرا للذنب، يعني اللي خد حاجه من ورا منهج ربنا يقوم يديله عقوبه علشان ايه؟ ننفضه ويبقى كويس، وعشان ردع الاخرين، وعلشان ردع الاخرين. سيدنا عمر قعد قرأ الايه الذين يؤذون المؤمنين والمؤمنات فبكى. قال له جليسه ما يبكيك يا امير المؤمنين؟ قال انا ام كم اذيت المؤمنين واذيت المؤمنات وقسيت عليهم. قال له يا امير المؤمنين انك تؤذي لتعلم، انت بتؤذي لتعلم وتقوم. الله سبحانه وتعالى امرنا ان نرجم وامرنا ان نقطع، فضحك وصر. يعني الايذاء ده مع انه بيأذيه عشان يقوم، وبعد ذلك برضه خاف من الايه؟ خاف من الايه؟ هنا بقى من غير ما اكتسبوا، قال لك اوعى من غير ما اكتسبوا، اذا اكتسبوا شيء يبقى ياخد عقوبته، ومش عقوبته. ولذلك يقولها في بعض الحدود: ولا تأخذكم بهما رأفة في دين الله. تبقى رأفة ورحمة حمقاء، لأن الله حين يضخم العقوبة على المذنب لا يريد أن تفعل، بل بتضخيم العقوبة عايزه ما يجرؤش عليها. هو ليه قال لك إن قتلت هقتلك؟ هو مش عايز يقتلك ولا عايز تقتل غيرك. ولذلك يقولوا ايه؟ ولكم في القصاص حياة. انا لما قلت لك ان قتلت هتتقتل تبقى تخاف تقتل، يبقى حميت المقتول وحميت نفسك من القصاص، يبقى في حياة ولا لا؟ ولكم في القصاص ايه؟ يبقى ده مش ايذاء، ما دام اكتسب هذا يبقى ده مش ايذاء. يبقى والذين يؤذون المؤمنين والمؤمنات بغير جريمة، انما جريمه ومجرمه نأذيه ونعمله ولا تأخذنا به ايه؟ رأفة في دين الله. ادي واحده. كلمه بقى اكتسبوا، الذين يؤذون المؤمنين والمؤمنات بغير ما اكتسبوا، ده استثناء. اكتسبوا يعني ايه؟ اولا نشوف معنى الكسب قبل ما نفهم الافتعال، لان فيه كسب وفيه ايه؟ اكتسب. الكسب هو أن تأخذ في الشيء فوق ما أعطيت. أنت اشتريت ب5 وهتبيع بإيه؟ ب7، يبقى ده اسمه إيه؟ كسب. طب أمال الاكتساب إيه؟ اكتساب بقى أنت زودتها شوية، افتعال بقى. ولذلك تجد في العرف اللغوي العام كسب تأتي في الخير، واكتسب تيجي في الشر. خلاص؟ لها ما كسبت ملكية وعليها ما اكتسبت. الله، ايه الفرق بين كسب واكتسب؟ قال لك لأن الأمر الحلال لا يوجد فيه افتعال وحركة، إنما الأمر الحرام هو اللي عايز تبييت بقى. اللي هيسرق يقول لك طب هنسرق الساعة كام ونعمل إيه ومين اللي يراقب ومين اللي يعمل، طب مش عارف الله هو اللي هيرتب. يبقى فيه فعل أكتر ولا لأ؟ يبقى فيه افتعال. اللي قاعد وبيبص لمراته ولا يبص لبنته ولا يبص لاخته محارمه وشايفها شكلها جميل كده وبيبص لها، بالله بيتحين ان حدش يشوفه؟ طب ويحب يشوف واحده تانية بيعمل ايه؟ يشوف بقى يراقب اعين الناس ويكون مش عارف ايه. هو ده اللي بيفتعل، هو ده اللي ايه اللي بيفتعل، اللي بيوزن لك وزنه في الوزن الحلال، جايب الكفه كده ومش عارف وماسك البتاع حلال ما فيش افتعال. انما اللي عايز يخنصر منك في الوزن بقى يكلفت بقى، لا مش يكلفت في البضاعه، في الميزان ده يروح عامل ايده كده وصابعه على البتاع تك عليه شويه عشان يطب، مش كده؟ وفيه ناس مش كده، ده يجيب الميزان كده ومقعد ولد في ركن في بتاعه العربيه اللي تحت، مش العربيه اليد دي فيها بتاع باب كده، مقعد ولد ويجيب الميزان كده والواد يروح بصابعه كده، هو اللي يفتعل. يبقى اذا اللي بيعمل حلال واضح ما فيش فيه افتعال، انما اللي بيعمل حرام هو اللي بيعمل ايه؟ هو اللي بيحتال فيه اكتساب. ام قال اللي كسب غير اللي اكتسب. طيب لكن آية في القرآن برضه بينت ان فيه الكسب بلا من كسب سيئا وأحاطت به خطيئته. هي دي اللي جت تناقض الايه؟ المفهوم، لأن جاب في السيئة كسبه. أما قال لك أصلها بقت ما تكلفوش حاجة، يبقى معلم فيه، بقت سهلة عليه قوي زي الحلال تمام. ولذلك يقول وأحاطت به خطيئته، ما شاء الله، يبقى بقى سماها ايه؟ وينبسط به. فيه واحد يعمل الجريمة انما بعد ما يعملها